And we're live.
What up? What up? What up?
What up, world?
It's your boy Stretch.
Nobody knows you to stretch.
The one and only, aka Wave God.
All right. Nobody knows you.
What? You ain't even that cocky over here. What are you doing?
Listen, bro. You see my ways, you understand.
I've seen him, but
Have you?
I have. That's all your Snapchat is, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
You don't even see this man's face. You just see his hair.
Don't know how to act.
I'm doing me.
Hmm?
You want to say what's up?
We can hear y'all whispering.
What? Why is
All
your
right,
camera in the wall, Obi?
Because like the lighting's bad.
It is bad. I couldn't see y'all at all.
Yeah. I just figured it's better like this.
All right. Y'all just want to get into it?
Yeah, so what's the topics, Jay?
All right, so first we got like a good little lineup of topics. So first thing I wanted to talk about was the Centoya Brown situation. So basically, I don't know if y'all are familiar with it, but basically what's happening is Centoya Brown, she's like a teenager, and she basically was forced into prostitution as a teen. And then she killed the man who tried to solicit her for sex. And now because she killed him, she's facing like
Murder charges.
She's convicted for she's facing murder charges. And she has to serve at least 51 years in prison until she's eligible for release.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's like crazy because like she's not even in the wrong in this situation.
My thing is how'd she get convicted of murder in the first place? Like, aren't there any self-defense statutes or, like how'd she get convicted in the first place for it? Because this kind of thing only takes effect if you're convicted.
Right. So yeah, she was convicted because it says in this article, it says that I guess they're saying like she wasn't facing any like imminent threats. But according to her, he took her to his house. Right? So after he took her to his house, she resisted him until he appeared to reach under the bed. And at that point, she thought he was going to kill him. I mean, she thought he was going to kill her. And then because she thought that, she took a gun out of her purse and shot him, and he died. And the prosecution says that she killed him to rob him, not to defend herself.
Did she end up taking money?
No, it doesn't say that.
So why'd they say she killed him to rob him?
Because like there was no, like I said, there was no, I guess, imminent threat of him like killing her. So they're saying like she had no reason to like shoot him at that moment. So I guess they're trying to find something to say like, oh, she did it because she wanted to, not because she wanted to defend herself. They're trying to find another reason. They're trying to bring up something outside to convict her further.
I don't know that. I feel like something's not adding up. Like if the dude's been soliciting her for sex, and then like she didn't take any money, and she just killed him. I don't understand what the confusion is. Like, first of all, it's illegal to solicit. And she, how old was she? Like 16, right?
Yeah, she a teenager. She young.
Yeah. So like, first off, that's like child prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That case is weird to
It's
me.
a very weird case, yeah. I'm just like, she said that like during the trial, she said she saw a gun cabinet in the guy's room, and I guess that's probably what ticked her off. Like this might not be. And she had more than enough reason to resist. She had it was all in her rights to resist. So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. She did kill a dude, but at the same time, I can't really fault her. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, it's just like she's a whole kid and she's scared for her life. She put in a situation where nobody at that age should ever be in. So it's like I don't know. It's just all around. Everything is just unbalanced. I'm just like, what?
But like, you know how, cause you know how like Kim Kardashian has been doing that thing where she'll go and I don't know exactly what she does, but she'll like campaign to help get certain people free.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should do that for this girl.
Apparently, it has caught her attention because it said like A-list celebrities like Rihanna and Kim Kardashian began advocating for mercy with a hashtag Free Centoya Brown. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and apparently there's a film about the whole story. It's called Me Facing Life, Centoya's Story by Daniel H. Berman. So this has been going on since 2011. It's just now making headway because she's been like they just declared she's not going to be able for parole until she serves 51 years. So it's been going on. It's just not enough people know about it.
But that's wild. Like,
That's insane. That's a whole life sentence, man.
yeah, and it's getting this much attention. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm not getting all the information or something because it doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Is the Tennessee Supreme Court under state law life sentences determinant of 60 years?
Yeah, she has to serve 60 years at least because she's already been convicted. But then they said it can be reduced to 9 years because if she gets like credits through her sentence
Yeah, good behavior
like that.
and other programs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Brown has long maintained she was forced to be an underage prostitute by a boyfriend who then took the money that she would make. She claimed that her boyfriend picked her up in August 2004. She shot him in self-defense because she saw him reach for a gun while the two were in bed. The jury rejected her story, however, and the prosecutors said she was motivated by her desire to rob Allen. She was tried and convicted as an adult. Yeah, so there must have been like some damning evidence for her to convict him
Yeah.
because I don't know the way like the headlines are making it sound. It sounds like it's making her sound like she's the victim, but I don't know. We must be missing some evidence because the jury rejected it and convicted of murder. Now she's 32.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that was that long ago too.
Yeah, I think this all happened in like 2004.
Wow. But I mean, yeah, it said that they did say that she took the money that she would have made or something like that. So I guess that's why they think she was trying to rob him.
Well, no, it said her boyfriend took the money that she made from, I guess, no, having sex with these people.
Oh, okay.
He was like her pimp.
Mhm. So I don't understand like why if they know what's happening before, like I don't understand how a Supreme Court could come to this decision that it was first degree murder. Like she was a girl that was being solicited for stuff. Like, they just
Yeah, I gotta catch the documentary because I'm trying to find more information about it, but I can't find like why she was convicted.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I guess so we completely know everything about it. We can't really say much more about it. Well,
To be honest, because
so yeah,
Oh, wait, hold up, because I found something. I found an article that said Centoya wasn't a victim. She stole money after killing Johnny Allen. Prosecutors said.
that's what
Oh,
prosecution says.
hold up. Prosecutors say Centoya Brown killed Johnny Allen, and he was 43.
and she was 16.
Yeah, so already that's rape.
Right.
Already.
So killed Johnny Allen, 43, in order to steal from him. She took several firearms in his pants, which contained his wallet. He also pointed to her past drug use and criminal juvenile record in an attempt to show a pattern in her life. Allen was found dead in a pool of blood in his bed. Authorities say he was face down and had his hands under his head, as though he was sleeping when he was shot in the back of the head. Um, Centoya Brown told Nashville police officers Allen picked her up at a Sonic drive-in and took her back to his home, and they got into his bed. He started touching her under the covers, and Brown told police she thought he was reaching for a gun, so she pulled out a .40 caliber handgun from her purse and shot him in the head, court documents show. Initially, she denied she was a prostitute and that they'd had sex. Authorities say Brown then took money out of Allen's wallet, took two of his guns, and drove to a Walmart parking lot. She had someone else pick her up, but was later arrested. Um, and she never denied killing Allen, but she claimed she did it in self defense, and she was tried as an adult.
Wow. So they're trying to like paint that picture of like, oh, she's not innocent. She has a history of crime.
Yeah, right.
Trying to like do that, but still, like I feel like she still doesn't deserve life in prison, but pretty much.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's funny to me that they tried her as an adult because you know as there's so many different circumstances surrounding like why she did what she did. Like first of all, she was 16. Her quote unquote boyfriend was 43.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the hell? Second of all, she was forced into prostitution. Um, Third of all, she was in the bed with this 43-year-old man. So, like why didn't she have a reason to shoot him or defend herself at least? I don't know. It's just odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was within her rights to resist.
And it sounds like he was like physically and emotionally abusive. He regularly choked, beat, and raped her. He would explain to her that some people were born whores and that she was one, and that she was a slut, and nobody would want her but him. And the best thing she could do was just learn to be a good whore.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's wild.
That's insane, bro. Man, I hope it all works out, to be honest.
Yeah.
At least something gets resolved. But as of right now, this case is just all types of like crazy, like.
I'm saying. Yeah. Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic. So I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with the Offset Cardi B situation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically a little background. The Offset, he been cheating on Cardi B, like their entire relationship, like that was never something that was gonna stop happening. And so I guess Cardi B she finally just is just over it. She's over being like embarrassed. She's over the infidelity, all that stuff. So she just posted an Instagram post. She's like, yeah, me and Offset, we're good friends, we're good business partners, and we've been trying to work things out for like the longest time, but it's come to a point where we just can't work it out anymore, and we're just gonna end our relationship or whatever. So, and then in the comments of that, Offset comments, y'all won.
Yeah, I saw that. It was on Compay. Oh man.
But yeah, like at first, like when I first saw that, I was like, what does that even mean? Like, who won? And then like I guess it kind of makes sense. There's like the fans won, maybe, or but I don't know. That whole situation is just weird because then the girl that Offset cheated with, Summer, I think her name's Summer Bunny or something like that. She like she was on Instagram. She posted an Instagram post. She was like crying, apologizing about it. She was basically saying like, "Oh, I didn't know their relationship was that serious. I didn't."
Wait, hold up. Wait, she made like an Instagram video and said all this.
I think so, something like that.
I didn't know their marriage was serious.
Like,
I'm like, what?
It's a marriage.
It's a marriage. What?
How much more serious do you get?
Right. And
I agree, bro. Like, I mean, I really the y'all won comment, like at this point, like he wasn't going he didn't go, so I don't know if y'all saw that video with it was the Migos and like a bunch of like with a bunch of like girls around them. One of them got their chest out and everything.
I saw that actually.
That man never cared like that, bro. Like putting yourself in those situations, you don't care like that, bro.
Yeah. You got the VH1?
You got the VHS? I got the VHS. That was funny. Like he clearly never cared about that. He never gave no fuck.
And then they'll like put that comment after that whole thing. It's like, we don't feel bad for you. Y'all won. Like, what you mean? We just say it was like we just talk about what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And she put your business out there.
What y'all think he meant by y'all won? Because I personally think like, because people have been saying, yo, Cardi, your nigga's been cheating on you. He's been doing all this. You need to leave him. And like, he's just been ignoring it. And so now it's like, oh, it's the last, this is the final straw for her to cheat, or for him to cheat. And so now he's just like, look what y'all done. Y'all messed up my marriage or something.
That's exactly what I think he meant. That's exactly what I think he meant. I just don't feel bad for Offset anymore.
I mean, I still think he doesn't care. Like, I still think it's just like he's gonna live his life no matter what. I don't think it's that big of a deal for him.
Right? Yeah, I think I don't know. People like Offset are just a different breed to me. You know, it's just like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, I fucked up.
Summer Bunny girl, like she really didn't have to say anything. Like she probably just trying to get some kind of clout because I didn't even know who she was before this.
Right, like she did not have to like expose herself as one of the girls Offset cheated with, and then make some dumb comment saying I didn't know the marriage was serious,
and to cry.
Yeah, like
and to cry, like why?
You're a whole bird.
But Cardi B also has some fault in this too, because she's stayed with him numerous times after all these allegations and everything. And then she's like, oh, we have so much love for each other, but things haven't been working out between us for a long time, and it's nobody's fault. It's his fault. Like, what are you talking about? You stayed with him knowing who he is, knowing what he's always been doing, and giving him numerous chances. Like, we grew out of love. There was no love to begin with. You were in love with the idea that this was your baby's father. You guys are going to work this out. You got married after this low ass time. Like, she just was delusional, it seems like, for a little bit of a time during their marriage. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I feel like, you know, with her background and coming where the neighborhood she coming from and all the stuff that she had to go through, I feel like she had finally she feels like that she finally reached a point, like, cause she made it, and she so desperately wanted that happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
That happy ending, like, oh, I'm married, I got a kid, I'm making money, everything's cool, we live in this big house, whatever. She so desperately wanted to keep that going that she was willing to put up with the shits, and now she just got fed up. She's like,
yeah, and didn't he cheat on her before they even got married?
Probably.
Absolutely.
I really believe so.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel for her, but she's young. She's only, I think she's my age. She's like 25, so you know, she'll be all right. She got money, you know, she'll be straight.
Yeah.
At first though, I thought they were playing us. Cause like, why would you make a video telling everybody that you're done and doing all this extra stuff? But I guess it's real. I thought they were promoting Offset's new album by doing this.
Oh, really? No, I think it's real. I think it's for real because that's just how they are. Like, they're so out there that like they need to update the world and their fans on what's going on in their lives.
Yeah,
I don't think big.
That's another thing. Like, that's a couple putting your stuff out there as high profile as they are. Like, that's just asking for trouble, to be honest.
Yeah, couldn't be me.
Mm-mm.
Yep. So the next topic I got is this Kevin Hart situation. Are y'all familiar with that? Like,
I read about it recently, like just now before this, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. So basically, to kind of update the people listening, like Kevin Hart, he was supposed to host for the Oscars, this coming Oscars, and I guess ever since people found out he was going to host, they started to like dig deep on like what his history, his past, and they found some old tweets from like 2009 or something where he's like homophobic slurs or like making homophobic comments. He's one of the tweets said, if I ever caught my son playing with my daughter's dolls, I would like hit him on the head with it and say in my voice, "That's gay, stop it," or something like that. And so people like saw tweets like that and they just got so heated over it. And so now I guess the Oscars, they wanted Kevin to apologize for that. And he's basically like, no, I'm not apologizing. Like, I've been addressed this plenty of times. And now just because I'm doing this, y'all want me to apologize again? Like, I'm not doing it. I'm done. Like, if y'all want me to like step down from the Oscars just because I don't apologize, then I guess that's what it has to be. And so he ended up deciding to not do the Oscars anymore. And then he still kind of like addressed the situation after that. He's just like, he's on Twitter trying to like make himself look like a good person, like using Martin Luther King quotes and things like that. And he's trying to show he's not homophobic and all that stuff. Yeah. But how do y'all feel about that? Like,
I mean, all right. So first of all, I think that's whack of the Oscars. I mean, all right. First of all, I think cancel culture in general, for the most part, is stupid.
Exactly.
Like, or at least I'll say the part where they go and look back at your tweets from 8 years ago and try and use it against you. I think that's incredibly stupid. I don't know. Like, it's different if you say something in current time and then they try and cancel you. That fine, whatever. But going back that far just to bring it up when you're about to do something, that's stupid to me. And I think the Oscars are stupid too. I think I tweeted about this, but I basically said like, if it's disingenuous if you're gonna offer somebody an ultimatum saying they gotta either apologize or step down from hosting. Like, for one, that just means that the apology is not going to be sincere. So you don't even really want, and you don't really care if they apologize. You're just trying to make an example out of them. You just, and you're making an example out of like tweets from 8 years ago. So I don't know. It's just stupid and it's not consistent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And my another thing that I wanted to like touch on is just the fact that like in 2009, 2010, like I guess not that it's right, but like saying things like that was normal and like it was like widely accepted and it was like laughed at. Like it's just jokes. So like it was just a different time period where people weren't really as sensitive as they are today, where you could have made jokes like that and you could say things like that and you weren't looked at as homophobic or you weren't like vilified for saying things like that. And I'm not saying that it makes it right to like joke about that or to say things like that, but I mean it was different back then. Like people weren't so sensitive and now how are you gonna get mad at him for saying that from so long ago? And it's just you're gonna really like even though also the fact that he has apologized for it, he has addressed it before, and now why make him address it again?
I don't understand at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was like that was I get like I wasn't on Twitter back then, but like from what I've heard, like Twitter was wild, and that 2010 to 2013 time period, like the stuff on Twitter was just wild, and like people will put anything. And I just think it's stupid to be able to go back through somebody's tweets and use it against them like that. Um, and then like I was gonna respect Kevin Hart because I thought I thought he was gonna stand his ground, but then he ended up stepping down and then apologizing still. So like what?
It was it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I actually just saw that just now on Twitter. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, that's crazy. Like I thought he was gonna stand his ground too. But
I mean, but technically he did, but because it's not like they told him to step down. Like he made the choice to step down, and it goes to show like I don't need to host the Oscars. Like y'all asked me to host, so his network is fine. Like he's still making money. Like the man's good. He doesn't need to host. So that is technically standing his ground.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know because Cat Williams was saying something about Kevin Hart, saying something like this about Kevin Hart sometime this year where he was saying like Kevin Hart, I think he was basically saying Kevin Hart is he's gonna dance for the people in power because they kind of own him. And like I don't know, it does kind of seem like he's doing what they want. Like he ended up apologizing. It's like you remember what's his name? Cat Williams and Kevin Hart had beef because Cat Williams was calling Kevin Hart like a sellout or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know why Kevin Hart apologized.
Yeah, that's like why apologize? You've already apologized several times, like you said. Like you don't have to remind them that you're sorry. Like if they get mad at you for still not apologizing, that's on them. Like that's their own business. Like you apologized about it before. So I mean, yeah, he's standing his ground by like stepping down, but that extra apology wasn't necessary.
Yeah, and we want to let it be known that like those kind of like obviously like those kind of homophobic comments aren't cool or whatever. But I don't know, for me, my whole thing is, all right, Kevin Hart said he said what he said. You don't gotta give him an ultimatum. Either you're gonna accept his homophobic self or you're gonna tell him he can't host the Oscars. But that's just me.
And yeah, but them tweets was like from way back. So it's just like everybody was in a different mindset. Like you were not the same person you are now as you were then. So like that whole tactic of just like using, stuff that you said from years past it's dated to me. Like, okay, I might have thought that then, but that's not what I think now because I might have said those things out of ignorance, but now I know better.
Yeah.
But now I know better. And I think that's just something that like people have yet to understand you know, especially like as far as the masses go. But yeah, like, it's just so underhanded. It's just so corny to me.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to mention is I find it crazy how people get so vilified for making comments about like the LGBT community, or like they get canceled for like something racist they might have said like 10 years ago as a joke. But then like look at our president, Donald Trump. Like literally, he shows that he's racist, a terrible human being. And like nobody, like, okay, like people care, like people think he's racist, but that he has no consequences from that. Like he can just say what he wants, he can do what he wants. And it's like it's really crazy. Like white people find it so offensive that Kevin Hart said some homophobic things 8 years ago. But like literally Donald Trump makes racist comments. He called Obama a terrorist. He said that he was not from America. Like he's saying all these disrespectful racist things to this day.
But see, that's what Cat Williams was talking about. Who owns Donald Trump? I mean, I guess you could say like the people with money own him, like the people who have corporations, but like they don't really care about this other stuff. They only care about their interests. But like I don't know, the people like Kevin Hart has to behave a certain way because the people who have power over him can dictate what he can do. Whereas like Donald Trump, he can kind of do whatever he wants, especially since he's already president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Kevin is still at the point where he's making movie deals,
right?
Licensing, all that stuff. He's still gotta make partnerships and gotta make deals with people, and that's where his image comes into play. So if his image is not clean, well, then it's like his brand is kind of like, then your brand is shaky, and nobody will want to do business with that. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference in Kevin Hart's situation. However, I do still believe that Donald Trump still needs to be held accountable for that stuff, especially for someone who's supposed to be our leader.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much all that happened with that. Speaking of people hating celebrities, apparently Ariana Grande, she's been getting a lot of hate for this whole situation with like Mac Miller. She's been getting like people are mad at her. For one, people are saying she's just milking the situation because apparently she's planning on writing a new song about Mac Miller. They're like, oh, she's just trying to make money off his name.
Yeah,
like they're mad at her about like the thank you next thing. At first, like when he died, like they were blaming her for his death in the first place, like, which I think is crazy. I think that's terrible.
That was wild.
And now they're saying, oh, she's just milking the situation. She just wants to make as much money as she can off of it. So what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say she's milking it, but like I also don't like how she's going about it. Like, it's just all right. So y'all broke up because he was an addict and he needed help and he was toxic. All right, cool. But then like, wasn't it like shortly after they broke up, you went ahead and started dating this other dude shortly after, and then like within a few months of that, y'all got engaged,
and
then and then Mac Miller, he ends up dying, and then you break up with your fiance, and then you wanna now you're still talking about Mac Miller, which is fine, grieve, do all that. Y'all were together for a while and everything, but I just feel like she's going about it in the wrong way. Like, I don't know, just like you can do what you do without, I don't know, putting his name everywhere. And she's still making money off of the songs that she writes about him. I don't know. It's just, I don't like the way she's going about it. Like you left that guy and then you got engaged shortly after. And then, just like relax. You're doing too much right now.
Yeah. And then she made the song about like, oh, I'm so thankful for my exes.
Yeah, like
I mean, that's good and all, but it's like it just feels weird to me a little bit. But I mean, I will say that it's wrong that she was blamed for his death, and I do believe that she's genuine, like she's genuine about caring for him, and she genuinely like loved him, and she was sad that when he died, and so it makes sense, like if she's making music about it, she wants to make a song about him personally. Like I understand that. I don't think she's fake. I don't think she's just trying to make money, but yeah, like you said, like she could go about it better. Um,
yeah, like she got engaged the same year that she broke up with Mac, right?
I believe so.
Or within a 12-month time frame, right? I think.
It was a very short time.
Yeah.
It was like
Like I'm sure that broke that man's heart.
Mhm.
You break up with them and then you get engaged shortly after. I don't know. And then you wanna, and it's like the songs that you're making, they're being sold on Apple Music for like what, $1 and some change. So like, I don't know, you could donate that money to some addiction or suicide awareness charity or something. I don't know.
That's
I,
true.
I just don't like how she's going about it. But like I said, I don't think she has any malicious intent. It's being handled wrong.
I believe that too. I mean, I don't know, cause like I find it kind of weird how they saying that. Did y'all end up seeing how Kanye West is trying to make a merch line for X's new album Skins?
Nah,
Really? I didn't see that.
I see that either.
Yeah, he's trying to launch that, and I'm just like, and their deaths have like X's and Mac Miller's death have happened like relatively close together. They've yeah, and it's just like I don't know. I don't feel like fans like people really have a right to be saying like, "Yo, she be milking this," and like Kanye West over here doing trying to like.
Well, I didn't even know Kanye West was making a merch line after X or something off his album.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, cause I'm like in my head, I'm just like, yo, Ariana probably just. I just feel like, yeah, she probably is going about it kind of weird. I just feel like what's most weird about it is her timing. It's her timing. Like the minute she gets the news, her whole thing just switches up. I just feel like people just need to keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like she did jump off like hella quick. So I'm just like, all right, cool. If you about to now, then grieve. You don't really have to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
like I said, it's just the timing is weird and her actions are weird. Like like I said before, you broke up with this dude, then you get engaged to a whole other dude like pretty quickly, and then you break up with the other dude because your ex died, and now you're just I don't know everything she's doing. It just doesn't look good to me. But I guess you gotta keep in mind like she's also grieving, so she might not even be thinking logically, or she might just be acting on emotion.
That's true. Oh yeah, I'll just be letting her be. Like it's not really my place to be telling like, oh, she doing this, she doing that. So it's just like
Yeah,
she's doing it in her own way.
right.
Should money be involved? That's an iffy situation, but it's like, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Um. So next thing, also on the topic of music, we got Meek Mill's album. So first of all, like, what do y'all think about Meek Mill's album? I personally loved it. I thought it was probably top 5 album of the year.
Dang, people keep saying that. I don't know. I listened to it. I don't think it's a bad album, but like I'm just not like a Meek Mill fan like that. Like I like his hype songs, like that was what is it called? Ambition, Amen. I like some of his songs.
Oh,
Um, but like I thought the album was cool, but I wasn't hype over it at all.
I actually didn't get a chance to listen to it, and I feel like such a horrible person. No, but I feel like Meek right now is on a high rise right now because he had, first of all, that freestyle he did on Flex's radio station, that shit was fire. On top of that, it was to the back-to-back beat. And I'm just like, oh wow, how things come full circle. Oh wow.
I listened to that too. That was pretty fire.
Yeah. Meek can rap. Like, I'm a Meek fan, to be honest. Like, and up until this album, like I never really thought too highly of him, but now I'm kind of at the point where I feel like Meek, he's like on top right now, to be honest. Like, he's amongst, I feel like he's on the level. He's gotten to that like top tier level now.
Wait. What were you about to say? You about to play something?
Oh no, I can't get too specific. I can't get
blasphemous.
Can't get too specific. I'm gonna say, but all I'm gonna say right now is I feel like he's at that top tier level.
Yeah, you say top tier level. Who else is on this top tier level?
Not like the elite level of like J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake. Okay. I'm not saying all that, but like he's like the level just under that.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Who else is on that? Oh. He's definitely above like the new like the little babies or like.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. He been past
that.
Yeah, I like the energy Meek brings in his music. Like I think he always brings energy and passion. And that's why people mess with him.
And he's real too. Like he raps about real stuff. That's what I respect about him too.
Right. Yeah. And I was looking at his if you've seen like his old freestyles, like before he made it, like back when he had the braids and he was like that shit was hard too. Like, but I don't know. Meek. It's funny. It's funny, like you said, Danny. Like everything came full circle. Like Meek was at the bottom after back to back when he had the beef with Drake, and the memes and everything. Like people were clowning on him, getting on him. Like he was kind of at the bottom, and then he had this whole thing with his probation, and I think Jay-Z shined some light on it, and like people just started riding for him. And then, he ended up going to jail for a little bit, and then he comes back out, and now he's on his like kind of semi-woke to,
That's what I feel like makes the album so much better too. With everything that he's been through, like a good story to it. And like now he says that him and Drake, like he says they're genuinely friends. Like it wasn't just like a social media stunt. Like they're genuinely friends. Like he says they talk on the phone like every day and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think they were friends before too. I forgot why they got into beef in the first place.
Because Meek was mad that Drake didn't shout out his album when it came out on Twitter or something.
Oh, really?
It was all some petty shit like that.
It was that, and then Meek was like, Drake don't even write his own lyrics anyway. And that's when it all started. Like,
yeah, but Meek's matured a lot. You can tell. I mean, I guess going to jail will do that for you. Shit, but. I don't know. It's good to see him like thriving and being positive. Like he's mending all his broken friendships and everything. He even got Funk Flex to say he's gonna kill the beef with Drake because him and Funk Flex got beef.
Oh wow.
But I don't know. Oh, and him in the game cleaned up their beef too. They called each other and apologized and everything. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I mean, it just seems like. He came out and is like, I want to be positive and do great things. So I respect him a lot for that.
Yeah, good example of that. Like Meek has become such a huge advocate for prison reform because he did get put like he did do some dumb shit, but like at the end of the day, he like his most recent thing was that he got locked up because he popped a wheelie back at his crib. So it's just like I feel like he really has changed for the better. Like he's just a whole another person. Like this whole like it's just like this whole like series of L's that he was taking like in years past. Like it's just like now like
The name Meek Mill used to be synonymous with L.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how bad it was.
it really was.
And then like now you see, it's just great to see now everybody's cheering him on.
Yeah.
I love it.
And another interesting thing on that album was Jay-Z's verse on that "What's Free" song.
Oh, I felt so broke.
What you say?
I felt so broke listening to Jay-Z's verse.
Yeah, no, Jay-Z. That song as a whole was so real. Like Rick Ross, he did his thing on that song. Then Jay-Z came on. Like Jay-Z always like when he wants to spit his real stuff, and like it's always iconic.
Yeah,
but he had this line apparently. He mentioned Kanye. He was like, he said, "Don't Jay and Prince," or no. He said, "Don't Mike and Prince, me and Ye." They do that because we got Mike and Prince's DNA or something like that.
Right.
And then people were like, "Oh, he's taking shots at Kanye." Like,
first of all, I feel like that's the case.
Oh yeah, and then Jay-Z had
to clarify on Twitter. And he clarified on Twitter. He's basically saying, "Oh, I'm just saying that we both come from this. Like, don't separate me and my brother just because of our differences.
Right.
Greatness. We both got greatness in our DNA." And then Kanye commented under that. He said, "Throne 2."
Kanye.
Apparently, they're working on that Watch the Throne 2 album, or maybe he's considering it. But that would be dope if that happened too.
Wait, let's talk about that song "What's Free" because there's like a decent amount of stuff we could talk about. So like for one, that part where Jay-Z was like, he was like, your house, something, your spouse and my spouse. Come on, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, my house like a resort. My house bigger than yours. My spot. Come on, man. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that.
Like, was that do y'all consider that a shot towards Kanye? Like he was comparing Beyonce and Kim, or not?
I don't think so.
Let me see what it say.
I
really don't know. I'm really trying to find the thing for my spouse line. I was like, what?
Just my house like a resort. My house bigger than yours. My spouse. Come on, man.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe he might be done just like bragging about Beyonce because like it's Beyonce. Like, what else can he say?
In the YouTube chat, Hype Beast Morgan said, "Yo, where the hoes at?"
What do I think this is?
Okay, and then also that one part, Rick Ross verse. So Rick Ross got a lot of flack because he said the F word.
Oh yeah, did he though? I just thought.
He said it.
I'm saying he said it, but I'm saying did he get a lot of flack for it? Like I thought people didn't really care about it.
Well, I know on like.
Oh wow, yeah, he did.
Some of the people I saw, they cared about it. So like, at first he was talking about I think 6ix9ine and his whole situation, talking about first it was gang, and then he caught a racketeering charge, then the purple bleep on you. I forgot how it went, but basically
screaming gang, now you want to racketeering charges, caught him on a tap. Looking for a bond, lawyers want to tax, purple hair got them beep on your back.
Yeah. So what?
Wow.
How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, I knew he was gonna get like. I knew people would be like, "Wow, he really had to say that," but I didn't think it would be that serious. And it's not like he's actually talking about like specifically talking about gay people. So not like they're. It's not like they're actually. He's actually trying to be homophobic or anything like that.
Nah, but okay, so you gotta that word is like what's the word for it? That word is offensive to gay people. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, you probably could have went about it better.
Yeah. Oh, Lee.
What's up, Leah?
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm home.
So yeah, we're just talking about Meek Mill's album and like Rick Ross using the FAGGOT word in one of his songs. And so yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it shouldn't have been like that serious, but yeah, he could have went about it better. He could have went about it better because obviously like in 2018, like people are gonna be offended by that. And kind of like I was saying earlier, like with the Kevin Hart situation, like 8 years ago, like people wouldn't really be that offended by it. Like back in 2009, 2010, people wouldn't be offended by that because that was a common thing to say. Like that word was common because like
I was in
you say it just as like the substitution.
It was common, but I mean, I think that's the thing with growth. You gotta like as you grow, you gotta start hearing the people who I guess who are offended by that kind of stuff, and you don't want to just ignore them just because they're not the majority. So I don't know, like I don't know, you can't use that word if you have respect for other people. If you have respect for like that people, like what if? And how do y'all feel about? Actually, no, I'm not gonna bring that up. I'm not even gonna. I was gonna compare it to we got some people in the chat, but I was gonna compare it to 6ix9ine saying nigga and people like not liking that. I was gonna compare it to got some people in the chat, but I was gonna compare it to who's playing the video? Or who? Okay.
Okay. So like you are okay, so you're trying to make the comparison between between 6ix9ine using the N-word and Rick Ross using the F-word?
Yeah, because it's like people don't like Rick Ross saying it.
Using the N-word and
oh, if you're watching the YouTube video, try and mute it.
Got you. Sorry.
You good? You good? But yeah. So like, people don't like Rick Ross saying it because he's not gay, and that's a term that's been used to offend gay people. But at the same time, how do people feel about? I mean, some people are cool with 6ix9ine saying it, even though 6ix9ine technically classifies himself as a white Hispanic.
yeah.
But I feel like, I feel like I feel like 6ix9ine shouldn't be able to say it because, like, you're not black. Like, you're just saying it because apparently, like, you grew up in that environment and you say that's your culture or whatever. But if you really respect the culture like that, then you wouldn't be saying it in your music. And so, like, I don't really see too many people getting mad at him about that. Like, I mean, I see some black people on Twitter saying that he shouldn't say it. And like, wow, like we really allowed this, but nothing serious is being done about it. Nobody's really getting mad about him.
See, I creep through super woke Twitter, and I see always offended by something. So of course they had an issue with 6ix9ine saying it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just it just depends. Like do you want to do you want to spend your time being offended by it? And I personally don't think he should be saying that. Like I wouldn't want him to say it, but like at the same time, I'm not going to stress myself out about it. At the end of the day, I can't stop him from saying it, so I'm not gonna stress myself out. But I don't think Rick Ross should be saying the F word either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the whole 6ix9ine thing with the N-word, I could honestly use myself as an example because back in Miami, it didn't matter who he was, you would hear everybody saying it.
Right.
And I'll be I'm no exception to that. I was saying it left and right to be honest. But it's the minute I got up here and I just started seeing how people were reacting and how like just like how people were looking at other people like saying that word. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna need to chill. I'm gonna need to chill because like I can't just like that's why in a lot of my music, like in my music, I don't be saying that stuff. I don't be saying that anymore. Like when I'm just like here, like with the homies, like just chilling. It might slip out a couple times, but it's just you just gotta be careful of who you say, how you say this thing, the way you say it, and how you say it.
Yeah. And then, like if you're around some people and they're cool with you saying it, then like, I mean, cool. But like, you also gotta be careful saying it around people who you don't know. You don't know if they're cool with you saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, me just seemed like we grew up in Orlando, so we heard that word thrown around a lot by just about almost everybody. So I mean, there's nothing we could really do about it unless you trigger it every time. But I don't know. What do you think, Leah?
So I've been like looking up 6ix9ine in his background, and he's Puerto Rican and Mexican. So, but he looks like a white Hispanic. I have trouble differentiating like what kinds of Hispanics can say the N word, and I think it also depends on like the environment in which you grow up in. I know like my mom is Cuban, but she's like white Cuban, and I wouldn't be okay with my mom saying the N word, even if like her children are black and her husband's black. Like, just no. So I guess with that, but then also there's like those. I know a lot of Puerto Ricans who are like, all Puerto Ricans have some black in them for the most part, and like the Puerto Ricans who have, a little more like chocolate on their skin, or just depending on where they grew up, I don't get like totally cringy when they say the N word, but it's just how can you? It's like J-Lo saying the N word, but it's okay for like. Yeah, I don't know. So I think there's like some kind of like fence between like black Hispanics, like Latinos, and just like the European Hispanics or like like the native Hispanics. So I think maybe it could be acceptable for those who've grown up in an environment with black people, or maybe if they. I think it's more acceptable for Afro Latinos. But at the same time, where is the line? I feel like there's not like a solid line as to like who can say what, because you don't know how much black they have in them or things like that. So I don't know. That's where I kind of stand with it. It's kind of
That I agree with that. Like, me just seem to have a who Uncle DeMarcus.
Brother, by the way, sorry. Are you his brother?
Huh?
Are you
I'm his brother.
Okay, I was so confused for a second because I was like looking at everybody's camera and I was like, that looks like Jassim, but I don't think it is Jassim. Because I hear Jassim's voice, but you're not talking, so I was like, but okay, so that's okay. Got you. All right, continue.
But yeah, we have an uncle. His name's Uncle DeMarcus. His name's DeMarcus, but like that nigga white. Like he's not really white, but he looks white.
Yeah.
And he throws around.
Very fair skin.
Yeah,
He's Hispanic, right?
DeMarcus?
Yeah.
Nah, he's black.
Wait, what?
He's black.
I'm so confused on his like ethnicity. I always thought he was like, I always thought he was just like
Nah,
white, light skin or something like that. But then I started thinking he's Hispanic. I don't know at this point.
nah, but he's just light bright or whatever. So,
Wow.
so, but he throws around, nigga all the time. But it's like I know Hispanic people who are darker than him, but like people would have a problem with them saying, the word. So I don't know. Like you said, it's a fine line. How do you decide who's cool with saying it? You gotta pull up your ancestry.com every time you say it,
Yeah, I tried explaining like the whole N-word thing here in the U.S. like to my parents who are Colombian.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But see, it's the thing. Like they come from a place in Colombia, like their whole race thing doesn't. This whole like this huge divide between white and black, it's not a thing over there.
Really?
It's not a thing. Not to say that there aren't races there, because I'm sure they are, but it's more of a social class thing than a color thing. Than a color thing. So like when you see when like you have a black friend, when you see a white Colombian walking with a black Colombian, like it don't matter what type of say. It's like, "¿Qué hubo, mi negro? How are you?" Like it's like, "So my black friend, how are you?" It's like,
got you.
they don't like over there. It's just like, okay, yeah, they're black. That's what they are.
Okay.
Like it's.
I think I heard like Colombia has like some of the highest population of black people in the world or something like that.
Bro.
What? No way.
They out here, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Because I know a lot of Colombians and like, I don't know. I've never met any black Colombians. I've only known like the fair skinned ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too when I heard that.
Yeah. And just to like go off what he was saying, like I know at least with my family, which from Cuba, like one half of my family's from Cuba, and like Cubans, not saying all of them are, but some of them are pretty
sensitive situation.
Pretty racist. And so just from like it can be the N-word could be used in such a derogatory way. Sorry, I have to answer my door.
You're fine.
So like I was saying, if I heard like my grandparents or just like any of my side of the families like saying the N-word, it just would not be acceptable whatsoever. But I've also met black Cubans who also say the N-word. So it's like, I don't know, because they're Afro-Latinos, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. So I feel like if they're like, I don't know. That's a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if they're black, they have the pass. That's honestly it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it comes down to that.
So yeah, I don't want to like drag out that topic too long. I feel like we said enough about it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come up some other time too. Anyway.
Yeah. But so like these last two topics, I don't want to like spend too much time on them either, because I mean, they're pretty good topics too. So the next one is this whole Travis Scott thing. So apparently, like this is crazy because this photo of like Travis Scott with this girl, like it's on the internet. Like everybody's like, "Oh, Travis Scott cheated on Kylie. Oh, he finally left the sucking place, whatever." Like all this stuff is going on. And then turns out it's not even Travis Scott.
Right.
Some dude that's impersonating Travis Scott, and like he got the whole world, like everybody, like was like nobody had any type of clue that wasn't Travis Scott. Like, it was crazy, and like he has like this whole video on YouTube on like how he prepared to like trick the world and dress up as Travis Scott, and It was crazy. So like, yeah, what do y'all think about that?
Yeah. First of all, for the people, because I saw some of those comments saying, "Oh, he finally got the second place. Good for Travis Scott." Like y'all are wrong. Y'all need to see this or something.
So bad.
They were condoning him cheating just because he got with the y'all need to chill. But I don't know. I think it's kind of wrong that guy did it for clout, because that's what it seems like to me. He said it was a social experiment, because I watched some of the video where he was like explaining himself. But like I feel like everything people do nowadays is just for clout.
This is the clout era.
Yup. So I thought that was whack. But I think he did bring up one good point where how I think he was basically saying that people will believe anything if you just you could change the whole public perception with just like a photo, you know.
That's
Nobody
right.
said anything. It was just a photo of somebody who looked like Travis Scott, and people were on his ass about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like that was something to like kind of take from the situation, you know, like where people are mad gullible and just willing to believe whatever narrative is pushed.
Yep.
Agenda.
Yeah. I mean, like, as far as that goes, I can see where dude is coming from, but at the same time, the guy is now a family man.
Who, Travis Scott?
Yeah, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Stormy and everything. The guy is now a family man. And so and so like not only is he probably like fucking up his money with however way, I don't even know if that could be, but he's at the same time he's messing with like a couple's livelihood, like it's just it's kind of super underhanded, because like you're fucking with like, because I can't imagine what the conversation was when Kylie found out.
Right.
So it's just like, bro, you're messing with like their whole status, like their whole like their lives. Like it's just not, because you saw like I saw the clip in the video where he like did a whole montage of like the news and like how they blew it up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They blew the news up. So I'm just like, there's different ways, man, to go about spreading your message. If that was your intent was, then there's different ways to go about it.
You know, that conversation was tough. Like, you ever talk to your girl and she thinks like you're cheating or whatever, and like she got evidence too.
Yeah, you gotta be like, that's not me.
Yeah, or you even
I'm looking at you like that's not me.
Right, like how does he explain that? Like, no, that's another dude with the same type of haircut as me, but it's not me. Like that just sounds crazy. So
I turned it off my camera. But,
no, that's wild.
Bruh, I just
so, what if he would have like came out to Kylie and Travis and been like, "Yo, I want to do this experiment. Like, what do y'all think?" And like, what if they were just on board? Like, how would you feel about it then?
I mean, yeah, I'd be if they're cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, if that would have happened, I feel like that would be no issue. But I mean, then again, how would that happen? Because like, how is just some random YouTuber gonna just get in touch with Travis Scott?
Yeah,
I mean, he probably just thought if I could do that, I would. But yeah.
I mean, like if the couple would have consented, I mean, like that just changes like the whole dynamic of the situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, the couple would just be like, "Oh, that's hilarious. So like, let's do it." So like, it wouldn't be damaging to nobody. But like the fact that it was like, you know, they probably couldn't get in touch, and it was like behind their backs, like they had no idea about it, and like this picture pops up out of nowhere. Cardi probably freaking out and shit.
Yeah. And also, going back to the point you made, Cindy, about people like condoning him cheating. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like that was my first reaction to it too. Like when I first saw that Travis Scott was cheating, I was like, oh, bet, like, 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 I feel like Travis Scott, he don't need to be with a Kardashian. Like,
You trash.
do better. And so like when I found out when I saw that picture, I was like, oh, finally he cheated on her. And then like I was kind of disappointed. Like when I found out it wasn't real, I was like, dang. So he's still there.
He said, "Dang."
Y'all are trash.
Wow, bro.
Like I really have respect for the Kardashians.
Yeah, I know people don't respect them, but they don't need our respect. They good.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I mean, like I said, the man has a whole kid now, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
If they were just together, it's like, okay, whatever, do you? But like, you know, you got a whole you care about this woman enough to have a whole kid with her, so it's just like,
bro, and Kylie Jenner is a billionaire. Like he's winning. I don't care what anybody says. I think her net worth is like $1 billion almost.
and his music hasn't suffered as a result of her being together. I feel like he's really like separating at least the two.
Yeah, Astroworld was a good ass album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he be shouting her out here and there, but it's just like his art, his job, his way of making money. It hasn't suffered. So I really don't think people have like grounds to be like, oh, he should leave or whatever. Mm. Kanye is a different story. Travis, he's still solid.
So yeah, that's pretty much it on that topic. And then the last one is this is actually a local situation for all my FAU people on the chat. So I know y'all heard about the FAU student who threatened to kill the professor, and he was actually arrested for it.
Oh Jesus!
Over a tweet, which what did the tweet say exactly? He said, I'm just paraphrasing. He said, like, I'm gonna kill this professor. I swear to God, this is my confession to a premeditated murder. Like, first of all, like, okay, for saying that, like, come on, you got to think that people are gonna take that serious. I get like if you're like mad that because their professor made their exam at 7 o'clock in the morning and he didn't want to you at 5 o'clock.
Can I interrupt you? What did he say? He said he confesses to a premeditated murder.
Yeah, no, he's on Twitter. He said, I swear to God, I'm going to kill this professor. This is my confession to a premeditated murder.
Oh. Oh.
So y'all know him, right? Let's get him in on the chat.
Yeah.
What's
Hi.
He was my neighbor my freshman year, so when I saw that happen,
oh, wow. No.
Yeah,
I've seen he's like that dude has been all the CSA functions I've been to. He's always in the student union playing dominoes with motherfuckers, and it's this. I saw that and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
So was he arrested?
He was. He was
taken in. Saying in the article he was arrested.
Like $5,000.
And have y'all seen him since?
I haven't. I actually haven't. He hasn't been like where his usual spots were. Like,
yeah.
How do y'all feel about like that kind of statement in today's current climate?
I think since with all the shootings in schools, movie theaters, events, concerts, and things like that, and especially like FAU recently had a bomb threat.
Oh, really?
For like at a graduation over the summer, and like people took care of it. Nothing. Everyone was safe. Nothing happened. It was a threat, but they still took it seriously. And since like just the recent history of everything that's been going on like around the country, especially like with guns and killing people and things like that, and especially with students. and especially his wording didn't really help. I understand people joke around about that, but one, you're putting that on Twitter for everyone to see. Two, the wording of that was pretty serious, saying this is my confession.
Yeah.
The word confession, that's just like, okay, to
Is
premeditated murder, like just that phrase right there is already like a serious statement. And since like, Parkland Parkland happened, and that's like 25, 30 minutes away from our university. And so, with everything that's been happening, I feel like it was taken seriously, but maybe if he just had a talking to, it could have been maybe cleared up. But I understand why it was taken so seriously in that.
it is he the type of person where like that could be seen as something he might actually do? Like, is he like one of those loner, scary, type of people who might shoot up a school? You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
like
Nah,
no.
nah. He's at like almost all the functions. He's a part of a whole CSA. Like like I said, he always in social settings. Like every time I see him, it's in a social setting. So,
Yeah.
or I used to see him as in a social setting. So I've never pictured him as someone to like do some crazy stuff like that. It was just not
Yeah, and honestly,
that.
when I saw it, like when I saw the news report, I was just like, wow, like they really took that serious. Until I saw what the tweet actually said, I was like, okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense that they took it serious. But like I don't really like know him, but like I just assume he's the type of person to like joke about, like to make a joke like that. And like even though it was really specific what he said, like I guess it was still like supposed to be funny, like because he was upset or whatever.
So someone had to snitch on him, right? Because like it's not like the police are watching for his tweets.
That's what I was thinking too. Like
Yeah, someone probably.
somebody what?
It was a tip. Yeah.
It was what?
You said it was what? An anonymous tip?
We can't hear you. You got to get closer to the computer because we can't hear you.
Sorry.
Okay.
One of his mutuals, I think on Twitter, he or she is the one who gave it to him.
Oh, so one of his mutuals on Twitter was snitched on him. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's like in some of the articles.
Got you. That's wild, man.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like somebody, like all the followers you have on Twitter, like out of all those people, you gotta expect that one person might see it and be like, okay, maybe I should report this just in case, so that somebody doesn't die if I don't. Like,
right, and I feel like you can't really get mad at them for snitching on them because like who knows, like if that had come true you would feel so bad. You feel like dirt if you didn't report it when you could have, and something bad happened. But you just gotta watch what you say. Like that's why like I think I read about this article where somebody said, or this Middle Eastern guy, he was on a plane and he joked that he was gonna blow up the bathroom or something, but like he meant like take a shit. So
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing that. I was like, what?
Careful about what you say.
yeah.
I mean, it's back to what Leah mentioned about her current climate and safety, about school safety and like guns and gun control. Because, like, to be honest, as long as people still have that ready access, like people can get like a weapon from anywhere or make one even.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as long as people are still able to do that and there's like no like restrictions on how people get these things or like some type of legislation to like have some actual control on this type of stuff, like schools are just gonna have to keep doing these drastic measures often, and people are just gonna have to keep snitching because we never know anymore. Like we just don't know anymore.
Right.
And then even with these school shootings that happen, like it would be like some crazy like person, And the news report will say like, "Oh, nobody ever expected him to do this," or it'll be either that or it'll just be like, "Oh, he was just crazy, like loner or whatever." And it's always some weird excuse. And so yeah, you got to report everything nowadays just to make sure it doesn't happen.
Facts.
Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure dudes finals and month of December is going horrible though.
Yeah.
He can't even study.
It's a very poor start to the month.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, that's all the topics I had really for today. Is there anything else anybody want to talk about?
Did you ever hear Ice Cube album?
I ain't listen to it.
Ice Cube?
Ice Cube came out with an album the same night as Skins dropped. And I'm like,
oh wow.
That's the album I listened to because I was like, there's no way.
How was it? Was it good?
It's good. Like every beat in there is banging. And like Ice Cube, I don't know if y'all ever listened to Ice Cube like in his like before this.
Yeah.
But his rhymes are very simplistic. Like he's a very like punchline type of rapper.
It was very
yeah. And he's talking about like it's a very political thing. And it's very political and societal thing. And it's just like yeah, his thing, like sometimes it would get me like kind of think because I'm not used to hearing like such simplistic shit. Like it's just straight to the point. But his wordplay and like his delivery is it's just Ice Cube. It gets you every time. So I'm like, so it's a good album to me. I give it a good like 4 to 5.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
It's a good 4 to 5.
And then Gucci Mane and Domo Genesis also released albums today too. I don't know if y'all seen any of them. Nah.
It's only so much you can get from an artist like Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
I mean,
I listened to it and I was like, okay, same as the last 4 albums. Cool.
I mean, I respect Gucci Mane though. I like he's fun to listen to.
Right. You just put on some music of his and turn up.
Mm-hmm. It's just weird when turn up rappers come out with albums to me.
Yeah.
It's just weird when like that just happens in general. Like, cause how much like y'all heard Quavo's album?
Who?
Quavo.
Oh yeah, that was trash.
1 out of 5.
It's yeah, bro. Like
it's just like, I saw a tweet where someone said like Quavo's like ketchup or barbecue sauce, where like you get the barbecue sauce by itself, but you add it to any type of food and it's perfect,
Danny, what did I say? Danny, what did I say, bro? I said something like Quavo was like peanut butter, and then like take off and like jelly.
He compared the Migos to a peanut butter sandwich. That's what he said.
Yeah, because all together like peanut butter, jelly, and bread, it's a sandwich. It's good, but then like separately, who's gonna eat peanut butter by itself? Who's gonna eat just jelly with a spoon? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like. And I said Offset is like the bread because I feel like Offset's the best by himself.
Really?
That's debatable.
You think Offset can rap better than Takeoff?
That's debatable.
I think so.
Okay.
Debatable. Okay.
Offset's verse in Bad and Bougie still gets me low key.
Do y'all think that Offset is gonna have like a decline in his like ratings or just his fan base because he's been cheating on Cardi? Or do you think he's still like?
I didn't even think about that when we were talking about it.
Is gonna be like, yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like Cardi B's fan base will like come for him or things like that. Like how Beyonce.
I don't know if Cardi B has been around to have a fan base as wild as the Beehive or the Barbies from Nicki Minaj's crew.
Yeah.
Just think about Future and Sierra, like pretty much the same situation, and then like Future is still popping. I mean, like not right now per se, but like he dropped a few more like good projects after him and Sierra split, and like he's been doing really good.
Sacrifice.
Anything's gonna happen with Offset. It's just like that toxic masculinity. Like nobody's ever gonna like care about that. Like it's just it's the fans.
The fans are gonna thrive off of it. In fact, his music might actually be better.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm dead. And Cardi's music too. Cardi's music, hopefully.
Yeah, I think they'll both thrive off of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And plus, like now that I think about it, even though with all that happened with Jay-Z and Beyonce, they go on tour together. They good, but they stay together, so that's the difference, I would say.
Yeah.
But like I don't think Jay-Z got like too much of a hit, but he definitely got it like in that moment when it was all like, you know, surfacing. But
well, and Jay-Z apologized and
with his album.
He what?
With his album,
444. Yeah, and then like I feel like with Jay-Z, it was like one time. Well, actually, let me not say it was probably one. It might have been more, but it was like for all we know, it was like with that one girl. Offset been doing this, like whole relationship. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to say, appreciate you, you know, kind of hosting it, Jassim. I've been busy, so I haven't been able to do these, but I appreciate you hosting it. I want to try and do some more in the future.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
It was.
Thank you for coming out.
Of course, bro.
Thank you for like having this awesome platform to talk about really cool topics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, Danny. Thanks for coming out, Leah. Thanks, Sabrina. You know, y'all are definitely welcome anytime.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Yep. So I'll reach out to y'all again for next time. Try to do it maybe next week or definitely over Christmas break. I will be doing it.
Yeah, because me and Justin, we're gonna be in the same place like the 16th. So maybe we'll have one then.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'll still
nice meeting you all.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you, Daniel, but nice meeting you, Justin's brother.
Sundisa.
Sundisa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as strange as Justin.
Y'all got some unique names in that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept their African lineage, their African names.
Oh yeah, I did tell you about that before.
Hey man, that's dope.
Oh, and then hold on, let me shout out the chat. Thanks for coming through. Do it with the Don Tom and Tony D and Hype Beast Morgan. I know I met these people off of Twitter, so I just appreciate them coming through and supporting. And I'm gonna close the live broadcast, but we can still stay on. So peace to everybody.
Oh, you already know. It's your boy Stretch.
All right.
Gang, gang.
All right.